air. We up in air. What up, people? It's your boy, the host with the most. I do not brag or boast, and I'm coming to you live from coast to coast. It's your boy. I'm Krista Don One. Please be sure to hit that subscription button, the notification bell. Share this content with your friends, family, and followers. If you want to support the Don Squad movement even further, just hit that join membership button, okay? People that become members of the I'm Krista Don One YouTube channel, my YouTube fam, y'all get custom emotes, you get custom badges, and the list goes on and on and on and on and on, okay? So we got all that stuff out of the way. Let's get to it, okay? So I've been noticing this on social media, particularly in these YouTube gaming streets. And when you're talking about Microsoft and news coming from Microsoft, more times than not is news that really doesn't help Microsoft when it comes to, we can say it's good news, it's great news, okay? And judging this article, let's start off with the article, okay? So the article states that the Xbox Series X, as well as the Xbox Series S, sold more consoles than the PlayStation 5. And you got Xbox fanboys from sea to shiny sea celebrating, saluting, jumping off bridges, going, see, I told you the Xbox Series X and S is way better and way popular than the PlayStation 5. See. Yo, sorry about that. Even though, when you talk about the console generation, this console generation, you got a lot of console gamers on both sides of the equation. When you got PlayStation apologists going, well, another generation, another dub for the PlayStation Nation. The Xbox Series X can't compete with the PlayStation 5. The PlayStation 5 has the better library. The PlayStation 5 has the better games. And there's more of a demand for the PlayStation 5 versus the Xbox Series X and S. When you talk about on the other side of the fence, you talk to a lot of Xbox apologists basically saying, well, consoles really don't matter. Console sales really don't matter. PlayStation is more into selling a system. Well, it's over here, we're selling a service. We're more in tune and more hyped up about Xbox Game Pass than we are about the Xbox Series S and X. Play anywhere. I don't have to buy a console to enjoy my gaming, my games. I can simply play my Xbox games on my tablet, my smartphone, my PC, my smart TV. I can play it on a multitude of other devices. I really don't need an Xbox Series S or X to play and enjoy my game. So you got both of them sides on the argument. And I always tell you guys, Sony is more in tune of selling a system. All right. Now, of course, Sony got their hands try to say that 3 times fast. Got their hands in other avenues Of course, they want a lot of their games, a lot of their exclusive titles making their way on PC. We're not at that point. We're not at that point right now when it comes to PlayStation exclusive titles being introduced not only in the PlayStation 5 ecosystem, the PlayStation 4 ecosystem, but also on PC and tablets and smartphones all at the same time. There's a handful of games that PC gamers are indulging in, but they're not indulging in all of the PlayStation exclusive titles. Not to mention the fact that PlayStation came with a new service that's similar to Xbox Game Pass, where it's going to be a lot of games that's going to PlayStation Now is going to be virtually free to a lot of PlayStation Plus subscribers if they upgrade. I think it's like $110, $120. And a lot of people say it's a little cheaper than getting Game Pass for a year when you break it all down and do the math. Okay. But when you talk about the Xbox, this news about the Xbox Series X, really, when you look at it, folks, really, when you think about it and look at it and look at the argument about this, the narrative about this, you have to understand the climate we're currently in. A lot of games out there, a lot of things out there in the world, not just games, but a lot of things out there in the world that we treasure and that we trust in and that we have a demand for, the supplies are low and it's extremely hard to get those products with high volume demand. COVID-19 really did a number on us as far as getting our favorite items and our favorite products. It's not a limited supply of PlayStation 5s, and there's not a limited supply of Xbox Series X and S. And in this new world order, so to say, the numbers can make you and push a false narrative about a product or about an item, depending on the product and the item. When you talk about PlayStation is internationally known. Everybody knows when you mention the name PlayStation, it's a big conglomerate, it's a big, huge brand. Okay? It ain't no joke. Not to say Microsoft isn't a multi-billion-dollar conglomerate. Not to say that the Xbox, when you say Xbox, it too is not internationally known. But I'm just saying when you look at those two brands, clearly the PlayStation brand it has more popularity than the Xbox brand. Just because you're popular, it doesn't necessarily mean that you're better. Let me repeat that again. Just because you're popular does not mean you're better. And I always like to let people know that. But when you look at what the numbers indicate for the Xbox Series S and X, you know, if you want to give them a clap for it, go right ahead. But if you talk to a lot of hardcore, diehard Xbox fanboys, they have already disregarded console sales. They have already discounted game sales. They have already discounted the popularity of consoles, and they already done glorified service like Game Pass. Game Pass as a service has been glorified. Okay? When you look at it from the Xbox fan base. So when you get news of the Xbox Series X and S sold more units than the PlayStation 5 in a particular month, you have to treat that with a grain of salt. Okay, I don't think it's because everybody wants. There's a huge high demand for the Xbox Series X, and it's just not a huge high demand for the PlayStation 5. There are people still today trying to get their hands on their first PlayStation 5. That's how much of a high demand item it is. When we're in the holidays, the PlayStation 5 is going to be an item that every mom, pop wants under the Christmas tree for their daughter or for their little boy. Nothing is not going to change about that. Even if Sony makes a reduced version of the PlayStation 5, cheaper parts, easier to make, if they want to slim down some of the stuff that's in the original PlayStation 5, so therefore the next integration of PlayStation 5 is going to have different parts, easier parts to make the next generation of consoles for the PlayStation 5. Still, if they do all that, it's still going to be an extremely difficult item to get. So you can look at these numbers, and if you're an Xbox fan, you can't look at these numbers in good faith and say, okay, well, you know what that means. The Xbox Series X and S is more popular than the PlayStation 5. Oh, no. Even though I just told you guys, just because something is popular doesn't necessarily mean that it's better. I feel like when you talk about the Xbox Series X and when you talk about the PlayStation 5 is more popular than the Xbox Series S or X. It's more popular. It has a higher demand. More people are searching for a PlayStation 5 than an Xbox Series X and S, okay? But like I said earlier, just because something is popular doesn't necessarily mean it's better. And for a long time, a lot of PlayStation fanboys, as well as Xbox fanboys, when particularly last generation, well, this console did X amount of sales, therefore that console is better. And Microsoft and Sony was going back and forth like a teeter-totter. 1 month it'll be Xbox year, the next couple of months it'll be PlayStation year. And a lot of these fanboys on both sides of the fence would argue ad nauseum, talking about who has the biggest stick in the yard, talking about, well, my console won last month, or my console is about to win this month. And then they would equate that to, well, you know what that means? This is the better console because it's the more popular console. Just because something is popular, let me repeat that again. Just because something is popular doesn't necessarily mean that it's better. At the end of the day, we're viewing these consoles with the same mindset and the same rules we did in previous generations. We're judging these consoles based on their performance, their power, the games that are exclusively for these consoles. And then we make a determination which console is better. Yes, we're going to factor in sales, but that's a small percentage of which console is better. And 9 times out of 10, Sony wins those matches. Because Sony, when you look at Sony in the PlayStation, it's in more markets than the Xbox Series X or S. But like I said, just because something is popular doesn't necessarily mean that it's better. And if you look at Microsoft and Sony, they're judging their business on two different things. Sony is judging their business not solely on console sales, but console sales really matter to Sony. When you look at Microsoft, they're not basing their business on how many consoles, how many Xbox Series S or X they have sold. They're basing this, as far as the health of their business, on how successful their business is on Game Pass. How many subscribers do Game Pass have? And yes, y'all, you can look at this article and you can assume that the Xbox Series S and X is better than the PlayStation, just because the Xbox X and the Series X won a couple of months or a quarter. However, at the end of the day, when it's all said and done, you're going to have to judge. Lean on me, sandals. When you're not strong, I'll be your friend. I hope you carry on. Lean on me, sandwiches. Ginger but cooler. Anyway, I don't know what the hell. Why did I said that? Okay, I just read someone's comment. But yeah, this was a good live stream. Tell me, guys, what you think about these live streams. Do y'all want me to continue to do gaming news? It's an oversaturated market, and I really don't want to be heavy into gaming news. But it's fine and it's dandy. But yeah, we're about to call this. We're gonna have to call this a wrap, a ribbity wrap. Okay, I really do appreciate people. I really do appreciate the people that was coming in and out. I also really do appreciate the people that have subscribed to my channel. I really do appreciate that. And back to the Xbox topic. You can. Okay, I got it. Yeah. So even though the Xbox Series X won a quarter where they had more sales than the PlayStation 5, still at the end of the day, Microsoft is not really concerned about how many consoles that they sell. They're more concerned about how many are subscribed to their service. With PlayStation, yeah, they're more concerned about their consoles, their eco-base. Their main eco-base is their consoles. However, they are dabbling into other things like doing services, free-to-play games. I mean, they are stretching their tentacles in every avenue as far as making money for Sony. So they're not squarely only concerned about consoles, but the console sales do matter for PlayStation. And when you talk about PlayStation, when you talk about Sony, eventually we're going to be behind this era we're in, where it's difficult to find things, particularly popular things. Eventually, we're going to get somewhat back to normal. COVID-19 has did a huge number in the world, and a lot of factories suffered during COVID-19. And once we get somewhat back to normal, or manageable, the viruses, if the viruses are more manageable, a lot of these a lot of these issues that we have as far as getting popular items would be addressed, and the productivity, particularly in these warehouses, will increase. But it's going to take a while. I was one of those people that was saying that, hey, just give them a year and we'll be back to normal. I think it's going to take a little bit longer. If you look at the cost of inflation has gone up, everything has gone up: gas, mortgage, rent, food. Everything has gone up except our salaries. We just don't have that extra money for our hobbies as of right now because of everything's going up. Plus, it's hard to find a lot of these items. So, yeah, I'm gonna call it a ribbity, 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 ribbity wrap. I really do want to give a shout out to Ginger, but Cooler. Apparently, they saw my video about the Lean On Me sandals. Also, guys, tell me if y'all want me to do more live streams as far as comedic live streams. I would do that if there's a lot of people that's into that. Anyways, your boy, the host with the most. I do not brag or boast. I'm coming to you live from coast to coast. We had a good live. I will talk to you guys. I'll talk to you guys sometime this week. Okay, your boy's man busy. I'm about it. I.